It's Andy. You call him Anthony. No, it's Andy. Praino, we're live, so you better get your ass over here. And aren't you supposed to get coffee? All right, we're live, and he's whining the whole time. You're whining the whole time about us going live. We're live. You said you were gonna bring over coffee grinds. That way you don't have to pick up coffee before you come to the show in the morning. I know. I'm saying for the future, dude.
No, I didn't say I was bringing over coffee grinds, first of all, because then I have to bring over a coffee machine.
Okay.
Then I have to bring over coffee filter.
Okay.
Then I bring over like cans and poultry.
All right. Do what you got to do.
I am doing what I gotta do.
For everybody, we're waiting on Joe. Joe is just fucking prima donna over here.
Yeah.
He's right.
On me.
He's
like Steph Curry's waiting on KD to return.
He's
Let's go!
all right. My neighbors are gonna hate me tonight. We ready to do this? We got a packed house. We got Aaron, maniacal Mitch, all the way in from Australia. Praino's feeling good.
I went out, me and Mitch, we had a couple margaritas with Mrs. Mitch.
Ooh. All right.
He might be.
Let's do it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey. No chill, Praino.
Hello, Andrew.
You're feeling good.
I feel great. How are you?
I feel good, too.
You put those socks on.
I did.
Are you not like catering at all to the foot fetish connoisseurs out there anymore?
I have not seen any comments in YouTube for a while from Foot Fetish. I think we lost him because I didn't show my feet enough.
Yeah, it's funny. I got a message via Instagram.
Shut up.
About somebody who has a Joe Praino hand fetish. They wanted to get up close and personal with my hand.
You have big hands.
Not even that big for my size. They just said they liked the look of the back of my hand. They wanted to get a good shot of my hairy hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the same as the foot fetish guy or gal, but a lot of
definitely
hand
a guy.
talk.
Are there any
lot of
girls?
hand. Somebody has a Kawhi Leonard fetish, those big hand action.
Claw.
Yeah, a little claw action. So just showing a little hand out there.
YouTube is popping. Just for everybody in YouTube.
Popping off.
Aaron, Twerks with Wolves is here. He's monitoring YouTube. So if you got any questions, give us an upvote. We'll get to those later on in the show. This is also a very special occasion. Before we get to NBA Finals Game 3, we have our first Down Under Dirtball.
Down Under Dirtball.
Live in the Smut Studio.
Yep.
The one and only Maniacal Mitch is here.
Maniacal Mitch, a.k.a. Paul Mitchell.
Oh, why are you doing that?
I love it. I love
why
it.
Are you putting my boy on blast?
I love it because I went out for drinks with Mitch and Mrs. Mitch, and she just kept calling him Paul, and that reminded me that he's the same as the hair guy, which I love, and he has great hair. Look at him.
He's got a good head of hair on him.
Solid hair.
He's got the did you call it like a man bun? What do you call it? Get him on mic. Can we get Maniacal Mitch on mic here?
I think Mitch should just come in and join the couch.
Join the couch.
I think Mitch should join the couch. I've been prepared for this the whole time. You're like, oh, I'm going to give Aaron a microphone. We don't need a fourth mic.
Give Mitch the mic. Let me adjust a few things. Hopefully they can hear. Have you ever spoken on a mic before?
No.
Okay.
Well, you got it.
Okay.
You figured it out.
I'll monitor
Hold it
your
right there.
sounds.
Talk into it.
Yeah.
Mitch, you've been a dirtball for how long now?
Episode 126, I think.
He knows.
I'm pretty sure that was.
Andy said something stupid. I
No,
corrected
it
him.
was,
He later came around to my side.
The Egyptian Muppet.
I don't remember that.
That was the.
You know who that was? I remember. I can tell
Colin
you.
Kaepernick is an Egyptian Muppet.
That was him and Guy Fiorito.
I think that was the first one. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember my episode titles.
What brought you to the Dirty Sports?
It was a retweet by one of Andy's other accounts of the Dirty Sports, and then I followed it, and then I was one of those cheddar dicks that followed Dirty Sports.
Things Muslims
Then Andy
like,
Ruther,
things
and
Muslims
then-
like retweeted the Kaepernick Egyptian Muppet title.
It was a couple of episodes before that, but that was the first one that I fully downloaded and watched Watch.
Hilarious.
And then here you are, 3, 4, whatever it is, years later, sitting on the Smut Studio couch all the way from Australia. Guys, dreams do come true.
They absolutely do, guys. Work hard, dreams come true.
Work hard. Have your wife come over on a work trip, and anything is possible.
Exactly. That's all you got to do.
Now, just be honest. I felt very appreciative, Mitch. You said you love the Smut Studio. You complimented me. We watched tonight's NBA Finals. You thought the place is put together pretty nicely.
It's a great setup. You got the bed in the corner where the magic happens. You got the couch.
Well, apparently the magic happens on the floor. That's what we learned.
Well-
Ruther is sleeping on the floor, Netflix and chilling on the floor.
I take it-
Basically, Two Trays started a trend when he spilled a milkshake on the floor. He's like, all bodily fluids from this point on will be on the floor.
I have taken my game to the floor. I didn't make a big announcement about it. I've talked about it a few times. I do naps on the floor. I have moved some sexual escapades to the floor. Guys, if you're not on the floor in 2019, what are you doing? Get yourself a nice rug. Get on that floor. You spread out.
You know, my high school basketball coach used to say, balls on the floor, you're on the floor.
Yeah,
And
that's my life now.
that's it.
I like it. Then when you lay on your back and take a nap,
Netflix is on the floor, chill's on the floor. Let's go.
the carpet's looking good. I already see a comment. I was looking, how's the carpet in the Smut Studio? The carpet is looking good. I take care of it. I might need to do another, what do they call it, deep clean?
Well, now there's bodily fluids on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a little more regular.
Just next time you go out of town, mention to the mayor, be like, hey, I've been Netflixing and chilling on the floor. There might be fluids there. He'll come in, the steam cleaner.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, Mitch, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to the show. Guys, and you too can be a participant. Praino, what does it take to become a live
A
participant?
crisp $100 bill. Mitch gave us a crisp $100 Australian bill. It has
Yeah.
a kangaroo on it. And
Yeah.
I think the queen. I'm not sure. There's a koala bear. Now, Mitch, here was my question for you, because you're only, I think we were talking at the bar before we were having margaritas. You're only 37. So have you thought about being Paul B. Mitchell, just like Michael Jordan knew he was coming after another greater Michael Jordan, so he had to take on the Michael B. Jordan?
No, because I am the greatest.
He's greater than the hair guy. I like it.
There you go. You know, that's all you can do. It's just
What is your
be a
middle? What is your middle name, by the way?
David.
So Paul D. Mitchell. Give him that D. I like it.
I like
Yeah.
it. Well, Mitch, hopefully you enjoy the show, and we're going to hammer out some NBA Finals.
No worries. I'm going to leave you to it.
Okay, thanks, buddy. You
He's
wanna
going to go back down under, and by down under he means on the stool. We may call you back over, Mitch. Just
Yeah.
Stay ready.
be ready.
Be unlike KD or Klay Thompson. Be ready to get off the bench tonight.
Game 3 in the books. The Toronto Raptors have taken a 1-game lead after 3 games.
The Toronto Raptors have taken a 1-game. I like that. That was a good save. The Toronto Raptors up 2-1.
Yeah.
Win in Oakland. A decided victory at Oracle Arena.
I'm going to put an asterisk there.
Yeah?
No KD,
Yeah.
no Klay Thompson,
Sure.
Steph Curry with an amazing game.
Fantastic. Played great.
His best playoff game.
Didn't really get his teammates involved, as many superstars have been criticized in the past before when they go off and their teammates don't do anything else. Didn't get a huge game. Where was that Andre Iguodala game?
His best playoff game of his career.
Yeah. Well, his highest scoring playoff game of his career.
So it was his best playoff game of his career.
I mean, I haven't.
It's his best playoff game. He went for 45. Only they showed the stat. I posted on my Twitter. Only 5 guys have gone for 45, 5, and 5. But here's a fun stat, and I also posted this on my Twitter.
By the way, what were those other 5? What was his stats for the game? He had 45.
He had, let's see here. Steph had,
Was it legitimately 45, 5, and 5?
it was 47,
Yep.
7 assists,
'Kay.
8 rebounds. He had a great game.
Yeah, fantastic.
Amazing game. But the fun part of that stat is the last guy to do the 45, 5, and 5.
LeBron James game 1 last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
And guess what? They also lost.
Well, they lost in overtime after George Hill couldn't make a single free throw and J.R. Smith didn't know the score of the game.
Yes.
Unlike tonight where the Warriors got blowed out at home.
Well,
that game was also in Oracle last year?
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to make sure we all know what's happening when we're talking about it.
Well, my point that I was trying to make, which I assume
No, I know what you're trying to make. Steph played fantastic.
Played great.
It's almost like you need help
yes.
in the NBA to win games at the highest level. It's almost like I said last game after the Toronto Raptors did not win game 2, that Kyle Lowry has to show up and play an NBA basketball game like he's a legitimate point guard in the NBA. Right?
Yes.
How'd he play tonight?
Played great.
It's almost like Danny Green, who I don't know if anybody remembers why anybody knows who Danny Green is in the first place. Danny Green, famous for and in the NBA because he had a great shooting three-point finals against LeBron James and the Heat when he was on the San Antonio Spurs.
When Kawhi won the MVP.
Suddenly has
Yeah.
a great shooting NBA final. And so we got a legitimate game from Kyle Lowry. We got a return to the Danny Green that beat LeBron James as part of that Spurs team. And what happened? They went to overtime and snuck out a close victory in Oakland. No, they took out their Canadian dicks and mushroom-stamped Steph Curry and Steve Kerr in Oakland at Oracle.
It's a team game.
It is, for sure.
That's all I want to say.
Yep.
And I can already see the YouTube comments. This isn't about LeBron. This really isn't. To me, this has nothing to do with LeBron. And I'm just saying that to get it out of the way.
No, it has nothing to do with LeBron. What it has to do with is talking about what it takes to win an NBA championship, which we have done for a long time. And it just so happens that we've only been doing for this show for, would you say this is our 5th or 6th NBA finals that we've been doing during this show?
This will be our 5th.
Our 5th? Okay. Because we're about 5.5 years in. It might be our 6th.
It's our 6th.
Okay.
You're right.
So it just so happens that for the last 6 years of talking NBA finals, there has been one player that has been consistently appearing in those NBA finals. And we've talked about that guy when he's won the NBA finals. We've talked about that guy when he's lost the NBA finals. We've talked about that guy when he's lost the NBA finals and probably deserved the MVP. And now, for the first time in the 6 NBA finals that we've done it, that guy is not being mentioned. So what we are doing is we are putting context to every NBA finals that we have talked about on this show before. So if you want to sit there and say, hey, LeBron James, you guys are talking about LeBron James, he's not even in this finals, blah, blah, blah. You're just like the people who talk Tiger Woods, blah, blah. Tiger Woods didn't win a major for 10 years. We're talking about the first NBA finals in the history of the Dirty Sports Podcast where LeBron James isn't playing, and we're putting into perspective for people who don't understand basketball that it's a team game, and it's okay to score 45 points, and it means you're a great fucking basketball player, but it also means you can't do it alone. So if you're sitting at home and you're using the internet to tweet gifs like, you're a fucking idiot, because it's a team game, kill yourself. Joe, the show, the clown shoes.
There it is. Praino shouting out Twitter users.
Let's go.
He's all turned tonight. You had a few things that we kind of had a few discussions during the game. You were also going off on Steve Kerr, and I said I think he's a good coach.
Sure, he's a good coach. Great. He's a good coach. Because if you're a bad coach, he's a good coach. Like, I'll go one better. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. He's the Russell Wilson of coaches. When everything's lined up for him, he'll win a championship. And when one thing goes not his way, well, surprise, surprise. It's almost like he's a fucking human. It's like everybody.
Why you got to do Russell like that,
because
man?
Everybody,
you gotta throw my
everybody
boy.
loves to talk only about championships and what people do and what. I have said before, I am the first person to call it. Before anybody, literally, the beginning of Prainostradamus. This is a championship team. Fire Mark Jackson, they'll win a chip. I said that coming off a 7 seed. I said it on the NBA preview episode with Chris Wilde, with fucking purple-haired Maria, and at the fucking Sideshow Network, I said, this is a championship team. All they need is not a fucking idiot head coach. They got a not idiot head coach. They have gone on a dynasty. But guess what? People love to fucking shit on other coaches, too, who can't get it done when they don't have the best roster ever. Suddenly, Steve Kerr still has the best roster, losing games at home in the NBA Finals, something that the Warriors never do.
Well, that's an interesting take. Tonight without Clay, I don't know how the Vegas line, if that could move up. Can it move up to the last minute?
Yeah, and they were favored at home.
Without Clay?
Yeah.
They were still favored.
They were favored at home the whole day. Everybody knew Clay wasn't playing. Now, if Clay had decided to play at the end and the Vegas line changed even more in the Warriors' favor, that's one thing. But the Warriors were favored in this game without Klay Thompson, without Kevin Durant.
So you think the Warriors should have won tonight's game?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just saying everybody – that's what I'm saying. I am here. Hi. I'm changing my last name. Yes, I'm still Joe P., but now I'm Joe Perspective. Get some. Understand the fucking situation. The Toronto Raptors have been playing with this team the whole fucking year, and they're still playing with this team. And now suddenly the Warriors don't have the team they were playing with the whole year. And so, holy shit, things are changing. It's almost like when the Houston Rockets took the Warriors to a Game 7 last year and weren't playing with their second best player, that they were a completely different team. And suddenly didn't play the fucking way they were. But no one wants to hear about that. Everybody wants to hear James Harden's a choker. Mike D'Antoni can't get it done in the playoffs. And blah, 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 blah. Perspective, people. The only person that changes the perspective is LeBron James. That's it. He's the guy. Other than that, keep things in perspective. It's very difficult to win if you don't have your fucking team. Hey, Steph Curry had a great game tonight. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. Steph Curry did amazing things. Also, Steph Curry had 47 points, and the rest of his team had what, 60?
The next highest score on
109. So he had 47, and they had 62.
Yeah. Draymond Green had 17. Andre Iguodala had 11. And that's basically it. Boogie had 4. Sean Livingston had 4.
Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson don't come back, or at least one of them. And by the way, if Kevin Durant doesn't come back and Klay Thompson comes back hobbled, this series is over. If Klay Thompson comes back healthy, okay, we'll talk about it. If Kevin Durant comes back hobbled and Klay Thompson comes back hobbled, okay, we'll talk about it. If both of them come back healthy, wow, now we got a fucking series. But otherwise, Steph Curry and Steve Kerr can suck my dick because they're handing the NBA championship to a team from Canada. The Kyle Lowry, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, fucking Nick Nurse, Toronto Raptors. Motherfucking Drake.
But that's what I find interesting. So if they don't have their guys,
it's almost like when Michael Jordan lost Horace Grant and lost to a 15-year-old Penny Hardaway and a 19-year-old Shaquille O'Neal, only to then replace Horace Grant with the greatest rebounder potentially in NBA history and suddenly be back in the NBA Finals. It's almost like that these things need fucking perspective.
So that's your issue.
Yeah, that no one on the internet has any fucking perspective about what's going on.
I think we need to get Joe off Twitter.
Sorry, they got a monopoly on information.
There's a lot of dumb people out there. You know this.
Yeah,
I know this.
Yeah. I agree. I'm just trying to talk to those people.
You think, are they listening?
I hope so. I feel like we've turned some people, but then you never know. You know?
Yeah.
Aaron's got me signing fucking special cards talking about Russell Wilson. So who knows? Our fucking intern's not even on board yet.
Yeah. Well,
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
he's so worked up.
Oh, the guy who likes my hands.
If Klay Thompson, I haven't seen Joe this happy in a while. How are you going to feel if It's funny, Joe, because you really don't want a Canadian team winning the title.
No, I don't. It makes me sick to my stomach. Steph Curry should be defending our nation's flag. Its stars, its stripes. It's the whole thing.
But you don't want a Canadian team winning our title.
Steph Curry's letting Canadians put their hands all over fucking Aisha.
Yet
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only person giving Aisha attention right now is Canada.
Yeah.
Old fucking Canucks up there. The Saskatoons are like spitting game at his girl.
A night with Jacob Faith.
Yeah. By the way, in honor of Canada.
Wow. Praino's going hard tonight, chugging beers. It is lit here on the YouTube live stream.
Ain't no Aaron Rodgers up in here, you know what I mean?
Oh, shots fired. I can't imagine what you're going to be like if the
New York Knicks ever win an NBA championship.
No.
I'll be naked and not afraid. 21 straight days of Dirty Sports podcasts without clothes on.
This guy has a press credential. Sorry, I just want to point that out. This guy is asking Steph Curry a question in the NBA
He's from
Finals.
Asian Sports Online.
Where's the series go from here? I guess it all depends on the injury situation.
Yeah, 100%. Like, for example, if Kawhi Leonard were to get hurt before next game, fall off his riding mower, the Toronto Raptors won't win another game of the series. It's almost like people should have some fucking perspective about basketball.
Who's going to be happier, though, to see Steph lose if it happens? You or Barry McCockner?
I don't even care.
Hold on. You or Barry McCockner?
No, I'm not even a Steph hater. I'm the original Steph lover.
It is true. You are.
I'm the original Steph lover. I was on the Steph train before everybody else.
I will say
I was literally I said a rosary the year Steph got drafted that he would fall to the Knicks.
Here's what's funny.
He made it. By the way, the Minnesota Timberwolves took Rubio and Johnny Flynn in the first fucking 4 picks or whatever it was, and I was like, we're getting Steph. And then Jerry West slipped in and took my boy, and then we got Jordan fucking Hill. I was that close, 1 pick away.
If you go back in old Dirty Sports
But
episodes.
also, can I just say one thing, Eddie Ruther? If the New York Knicks had gotten Steph Curry, we right now would not have an NBA title. Unless, of course, they ended up still hiring Mike D'Antoni, in which case we'd have all the NBA titles and he would have 11 MVPs. But otherwise, we definitely wouldn't. Because it's hard to win in the NBA by yourself. It's not the Splash brother, it's the Splash brothers. Okay? Mario's not saving princesses. Mario and Luigi are saving princesses. You know what I mean? The Mario brothers. Super Mario brothers.
It's a team game. He needs his other guy.
Yes.
You really, it is crazy. You really can't cite an NBA title where there wasn't at least a duo. You really can't.
I mean, unless you cite LeBron James in 2016, where he led the entire NBA Finals in fucking everything, and Kyrie Irving had like a big scoring game one time.
Yeah, but
Kyrie hit a shot when the game was tied.
Kyrie had a good series.
Okay, great. He had a good series.
But that's my point. He had a good series.
Okay.
It takes 3, 4, whatever it is. It takes a lot of people.
To tango?
Something like that.
Takes 2 to drink Tang.
I mean, look at that Dallas Mavericks team that won.
Of course.
It was Dirk. It was Jason
everybody.
Kidd.
There was, by the way, that team had
Tyson Chandler.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd, former MVP.
Shooting threes. Jason Terry.
Multiple 6-man winner. Sean Marion, but one of the greatest two-way players.
Not to be confused with Sean Merriman.
For a decade, right? Peja.
Forgot Peja was on that squad.
Yeah.
J.J. Barea was great off the bench.
J.J. Barea. The team was loaded.
Brian Cardinal, the janitor.
I'm not going to go that far, but yeah.
He was sweeping up. He was sweeping up rebounds. The old Cardinal, Brian Cardinal. I can't believe we got this. I can't believe the Warriors are down. Here we are. All these injuries.
Yeah, it's crazy. Injuries suck. And right. I mean, you're right. Now our intern just chimed in, but what about Boogie? Yes, theoretically, Steph Curry still played with 2 All-Stars tonight.
Boogie's
So-
hurt. That one play that I was talking about during the game, he couldn't even jump. Like,
Okay.
Boogie is hurt.
Okay, but let's just keep, again, perspective. Yes, the best player on the Golden State Warriors has been hurt, and the third best player on the Golden State Warriors has been hurt, and the second best player on the Golden State Warriors is down 2-1 to the Toronto Raptors. But Draymond Green has been a consistently great player for the Warriors since he has arrived.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
great.
multi-time All-Star.
Yeah.
And, yeah, is Boogie Cousins hobbled? Sure. He didn't turn into, like, his injury has not made him Timofey Mozgov, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's not Birdman suddenly. He's still Boogie Cousins. He still played 28 minutes the other night, and everybody's talking about how great he played. Andre Iguodala, the Bill Simmons podcast, I only saw the headline. I didn't actually listen to it. I don't know where they settled on it, but a debate was had whether or not Andre Iguodala is an NBA Hall of Famer.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Now, I love Bill Simmons, and really just about the only thing we disagree on from an NBA perspective is who the greatest player of all time is. But
Apparently this, too.
I didn't listen to it. Again, I'm saying there was a discussion with him and Chuck Klosterman, who I can assure you with 100% certainty has never actually stepped on hardwood in his life. He's from, like, South Dakota. Stick to writing about fucking hipster bands, okay? I don't need to know who Chuck Klosterman thinks belongs in the NBA Hall of Fame or not. But Bill Simmons heard a debate. I don't know where he ended up coming down on the question. But I'm just saying, on this podcast, if you brought up, let's say you were the Chuck Klosterman of the podcast, if you brought up, is Andre Iguodala a Hall of Famer, I would throw you out your own window, and you would immediately be replaced by Paul Mitchell.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Deservingly so, too.
So, just putting things into perspective. Again, Joey Perspective. Joey Praino, Joey Podcasts, Joey Perspective.
The Warriors will not win a game if KD and Clay aren't playing.
They'll win one game, but they will lose.
No, I'm saying
Okay.
this is me, Andy Ruther talking. If Clay and KD are not playing, they will not win another game. Plain and simple. They won't.
Okay, let's talk about the potential of a Warriors winning this series at this point, down 2-1. Where are you on? Are you 50-50? You don't know who's going to play or when they're going to play. Where are you?
I'm this. If Clay comes back, we got ourselves a good series, a great series, 7-game series.
He has an injured hamstring, and he missed tonight. I don't know if you know anything about hamstrings, but it's like he's not going to be healed for next game. You know? He's going to be a hobbled Clay at best. A hobbled Clay, no KD. Do they win Game 4 in Oracle?
I don't know. Hobbled. If they get 20 points out of Clay, they can win. Whether he's hobbled or not.
That's why they call him Andy Hot Take.
Well, no, because here's the thing. I don't think people realize this. I know this sounds
If
so.
Clay comes back and plays well, they can win.
You can still play. You don't have to play the best to get 20 points. My thing is this. I don't think people fully realize this. Guys, they don't have anybody to score the fucking ball. They even before Clay got hurt, I don't think people who don't watch basketball, the difference between Clay, Steph versus KD. Guys, KD doesn't need anyone.
This is it right here. This is the question. Shout out to NBA TV. They just put up a font of the real question. What do the Warriors miss more, Clay's offense or Clay's defense? The underrated
Good question.
The underrated quality, Klay Thompson is a fucking all-NBA defender.
Second team this year.
Steph Curry, he's a great player. He's the second best player on the Warriors. He's the best shooter of all time. He's somewhere between the top 20 and top 15 players ever if his career keeps on the trajectory it's on and blah, 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 blah. But he's a shit defender.
Yeah.
From day one of his career. to now. Great. He gets a lot of steals. Takes a lot of chances.
Well,
He's not a good defender. Clay, what do they miss more?
That's a good question.
Suddenly, Kyle Lowry's having a big game. Danny Green's having a big game. Kawhi Leonard's having 30.
Well, what did I complain about last episode? They shot 29% from three-point range. You didn't think it was as bad as I thought. I thought that was piss poor. I said you can't shoot that poorly at home, blah, blah, blah. Tonight, minus Clay, Boogie, who looked very hobbled, like his injury caught back up with him. The Raptors went 17 of 38 from three-point range for 44.7%. So about a 45% clip. It's a great question, whether they miss his D or offense. But even before his injury, the big question with the Warriors is, without Kevin Durant, can they score enough points? I don't think people realize that. You need guys who can score. And they, just get buckets.
But also, let's not talk about Looney's out.
That's what I'm saying. They are hobbled.
What I said to get it today during the game is suddenly the Warriors, this is why, we talk about the NBA Finals. You said last episode, does Steph need an NBA Finals MVP? Now, if the Warriors were to win this championship, Steph will get Finals MVP,
sure,
right?
And deserve it.
Because KD's already missed 3 games. Clay's already missed a game, right? He had 47 tonight. He would get it. But it's not whether or not Steph can get a Finals MVP that will determine his legacy. It's this. Suddenly, the Golden State Warriors are every NBA team ever, which means that in the NBA Finals, no matter how good they are, they have to trot out some asshole like Jerebko.
Tonight.
Jerebko's walking on the floor. By the way, every NBA team in history, for the most part, has trotted a Jerebko out. Because in the NBA Finals...
You want to hear some crazy numbers?
Yeah.
Jerebko played 10 minutes tonight. Andrew Bogut played 22 minutes tonight. Bogut played more minutes than Boogie Cousins.
Yeah. But my point is this. Every NBA team, ever, if they go 8 or 9 deep, has to get to that guy. That's the 9th guy on every NBA team. Jerebko. Okay? And it sucks that you've got it, that guy has to play a part in some of these games.
Who are the
for example, on some of LeBron James teams, the Jerebkos, aka the J.R. Smiths, are starting games. The Mozgovs, the Dellavedovas, the fucking whoever's, those guys are starting. Now, luckily, Jerebko only has to play a couple minutes. But the legacy, the Steph Curry legacy, is can he win an NBA championship and be the best player on a team that is suddenly just a hero team, not a superhero team. He's a fucking guy.
I can be your hero.
He's a guy in a regular old UFC
Is
fight.
that how it goes?
He doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a knife. He's just in a fucking wrestling match. Let's go.
That was purely for you, Mitch.
We're not referencing R. Kelly on this.
That was
podcast
Enrique
anymore.
Iglesias.
Didn't you just?
I can be your hero. Isn't it something like that?
That's an Enrique Iglesias song.
I think it's a pretty good Enrique impersonation, I might say.
There goes my hero.
Are there any other hero songs that I know?
Yeah, the fucking the whatchamacallit, the Nickelback Spider-Man song. Remember that one?
Oh, AIDS, audio AIDS is what that is. Audio aids to your ear. Is Imagine Dragons the new Nickelback?
No, that's offensive.
There's been a debate between the Ruther brothers. My brother Greg thinks that.
I mean, Imagine Dragons, they're like, I don't think anybody's saying that 20 years from now anybody's listening to the Imagine Dragons Essentials album. But Nickelback and Creed were punchlines. Nickelback, Creed, Smash Mouth, right? By the way, the Smash Mouth guys are still a part of fucking pop culture because that guy can't stop tweeting at people.
Yeah.
In the Smash Mouth, by the way, I'm not a Drake fan. But the Drake Smash Mouth beef, I'm Team Drake.
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
I saw Smash Mouth mocking the idea of a straight pride parade, which is ridiculous. But
I don't know who's tweeting from the Smash Mouth account. Did that guy change his name to Smash Mouth?
there's like 8 guys.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's
What
the
has
lead
Smash
singer.
Mouth done besides that All-Star song?
I mean, they had a couple of hits, but
This is like when I was in high school.
yeah, but All Star was
late-
certainly their
Like
big
late
one.
90s. What's the Drake Smash Mouth beef? Fill me in on this.
Well, Smash Mouth is like the Bay Area band, and they tweet nonstop from just like at Smash Mouth or something. They tweet nonstop about like Bay Area sports.
Okay.
They're basically the Dennis Gubbins of rock bands, is what I'm telling you. Like they're just throwing haymakers from Twitter. They're like, we play frisbee and we love the Warriors. Get me on your show to talk about it. Hey now, I'm an all-star. Got a West Side show. Get your game on. Go play.
My boy Joey No Chill is on one tonight. By the way, lots of comments about my sweatpants. Guys, I've worn these 1,000 times.
Yeah.
These are Flag and Anthem sweatpants. I've worn these for the last 6 fucking months. They're not yoga pants. They're Flag and Anthem sweatpants.
And they're great sweatpants. I own a pair. I own a pair exactly like them.
I was going to say, Jesus, what are we talking about? Like, what's wild is I'll peek up and look at the YouTube comments. Like, what are these guys talking about?
They're not gray sweatpants. They're gray and blue.
Yeah.
Gray sweatpants, the way to go. I could just look at people walking around in gray sweatpants all day, but those are a nice look anyway.
All right. Thanks for the donation. Sorry, I've missed some of them. I've seen some of them. We just got another $1.99. Tyler W's trying to say, Joe, take a drink. Andy hit the pen. I mean,
I'll get another drink. Who else needs a drink up here?
Mitch, can you the second drawer has got a big bag. It's got marijuana paraphernalia. Yeah, please. Yeah, and you can indulge in this too if you want. Let me see what I got in here. This is a great show. We're live, and the minute we got people telling us to do drugs, we're just like, yeah, let's do it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me turn you on. This is a real shit show. Okay, you're mic'd up.
Cool. Just want to give a little love to all the donations. Be keeping track of them.
Oh, thanks.
So first one we got is Preston Grimes. Shout out for the donation. And then we got Perry Porter for another donation. And then I know. All right, we got Tyler W. Another one. And then one more from Preston. So
Oh,
thank
nice.
you guys. Appreciate it. All the donations.
Wait, two from the same Preston?
Yeah, 2 from Preston
Wow.
Grimes.
Can I talk a little bit about
Indiana Dirtball.
some financial support that I've gotten from the Dirty Sports Podcast recently? I said on the end of the show last time that I had $3 Joe Praino Takes the Stand special cards that were damaged. I got like almost twice as many $3 donations as I had damaged cards. So I hooked everybody up. I put most of them in the mail yesterday. A lot of people got new, crisp, mint condition cards because I ran out. Shout out to all the people who gave me more than $3. If you gave me like $5, I gave you a clean card if I could. If you gave me like $10, I threw some gang of stickers in there. So shout out to everybody who I've been pushing. How long did I push my special on the show? Fucking like we're talking about almost 3 years at this point. And then suddenly, I don't know, what did you guys want? My signature on a card? Wow. I'm just like, I'm honored and happy to do it. So if you want one, slide into my DMs or slide into my Venmo. I'll just keep signing cards and keep mailing them out. I don't like going to the post office. So,
Well-
and by the way, forever stamps, 55 cents these days?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, rate me harder,
I,
American postal system.
I want to give a shout out to the Dirtballs too. Now that we're doing this real quick in the show, you guys have done a great job leaving iTunes reviews and follows for koozies so well that you've done. That doesn't make sense. You've done so well. I had to order a whole new shipment of koozies. I just put in an order for 500 more koozies. So
Koozie gang?
that koozie gang is strong. So keep it up. If you have already left an iTunes review, an old one, leave a new one. Drop your Twitter, Instagram handle, and I'm still shipping out 2 koozies per person. I put in a whole new order for koozies, so it might be a little longer of a delay. I mean, I'm to the point, guys. I shipped 2 koozies up to Canada. Like, we're not fucking around here. We're making this bitch global. We got Mitch here from Australia.
The potential NBA championship is going to Canada. And so should our koozies. Our koozies will go wherever our NBA championship go. Won't go to Mexico, though, because it's a despicable country filled with rapists and murderers, and mostly rapists. But some rapists are also murderers, but definitely rapists. All drug-addicted rapists. Canada, beautiful country, lots of trees, lots of good basketball. I like you.
Now, if the Raptors win, do they visit?
We're growing lots of plants, lots of pine trees and pine cones, maple syrup. Not saying our house is better. I'm just saying ours is an actual residence.
Yeah.
And theirs is a place where they grow plants.
So we don't know where the president of Canada lives. What's his name? Trudeau? What's his name? Is it Trudeau?
Fucking Torch the
so-
Wolves like, we got it.
Yeah, it's I guess it's called 24 Sussex Drive, Promenade Sussex.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
what-
right? Sussex?
But what,
Sussex?
Yeah.
But what is it?
It's
It's a residence.
honestly, it looks like an old
looks like a presidential residence.
no, it does not. No. It looks like an old kind of like colonial-ish looking house. No, maybe yeah.
What's the president of Canada?
It's a prime minister.
Same shit.
Prime
dude.
Minister of Canada.
No, it's not the same shit. One,
Who is currently
knows.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew it
yeah.
was Trudeau. I'm smart enough. I'm savvy enough. He's a good-looking guy, right? That's what they talk about.
Yeah, he's pretty handsome.
yeah,
I'll
he's
give it
also
to him.
the author and cartoonist of Doonesbury. Fun fact.
What?
Justin Trudeau.
Ooh, okay. Bonus facts. So the primary residence is that 24 Sussex Drive. Seasonal
Okay.
residence, Harrington Lake. And Rideau Cottage is temporary. So I guess that'd be like
a little Rideau cottage.
Yeah,
Maybe a
yeah.
Rideau cottage visit for the Raptors. Come to the cottage.
I want Kawhi to stay on Toronto. I don't want him to leave.
Okay.
I like this.
You don't want him coming to fucking Clip City?
No. Fuck that. Fuck that. The Clippers are just annoying to me. So we've already said this. Go back to San Diego. Get out of L.A. No one cares about you. Sam Tripoli's the only one who fake cares. He doesn't even watch games.
How dare you? Chris Wilde's the world's biggest Clippers fan, and I've never been more offended than I am right now by anything that's ever been said on the show. See, I can't believe you just. I'm literally gonna call Chris Wilde. I feel like I should call him on the air. You just called Sam Tripoli a greater Clippers fan than Chris Wilde. Chris Wilde, the world's biggest Clippers fan.
Okay, fine.
Billy Crystal, suck my dick.
It's fine.
The kid from Malcolm in the Middle, fuck off. Penny Marshall, you're dead. Chris Wilde, world's biggest Clippers fan. How
Okay,
dare you?
Okay, well, whatever.
What do you mean, whatever?
I'm saying I don't care about the Clippers, and what I'm also saying is I'd like to see.
What you're saying is you don't care about Chris Wilde, and I'm going to make sure he knows that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll tweet at me about it, and I won't respond. I'm saying I want to see Kawhi Leonard.
On the Raptors.
Yes, I
But
like
you
this.
hate Raptors, and you hate Canada, and you hate that 12-year-old who always calls us.
No, I love the 12-year-old.
You've said numerous times that you refuse to visit Canada. Have you ever been to Canada?
I haven't. I'd love to go.
See? This is what I'm saying. You just refuse to visit.
No.
You hate our neighbors to the north. Have you been to Mexico?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course you have. But you haven't been to Canada?
No, I haven't. I'd love to go.
You'd love to. It's not that hard. You can
Canadian-
drive there.
Canadians are lovely people. I always say they're the friendliest people that I know. I don't know a mean Canadian. One of my best friends is from Canada.
Eddie Delaseppi.
I wouldn't call him mean.
Shots fired.
I wouldn't call him mean.
'Kay.
Who hears that for? Who hears their name being mentioned first? Delaseppi or Gubbins?
I don't think Gubbins knows how to download a podcast, so you got that going for him. Dennis Gubbins is somebody
Such an inside joke with us.
somebody's gonna tell Dennis that he was mentioned on this podcast, and he's gonna get on the roof and try to install an antenna to try to hear it. He's gonna be like, "Wow, what do I do there? Is it connected to my UHF? Hey Gubbins, are you 50 years old? What's happening?"
UHF. You know, I was saying this during the game. I liked Kawhi, but now he's turned into an urban legend
Yeah.
with all these things coming out. His college teammates. I don't know if you guys saw the story. It came out, The Athletic, which is so funny. You remember when I first mentioned The Athletic and you made fun of it, and now it's like a legit thing? Like, you mocked it on this show.
If you say so.
We laughed about it.
I mean, it's still a pay-per-blog, right?
Yes.
So
But it's become this legit thing, and all these legit sports writers have gone there. Anyway, they did a story with Kawhi's former teammates.
And do you have a subscription to The Athletic?
I do not.
But you read it?
Yes.
Bad business model.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I read excerpts from it
Right.
that were news headlines.
Yeah.
They interviewed his San Diego State teammates. And what I loved is basically the gist of it, Jesus, this is where my head's at. Kawhi's shit-talking is just how he is in person. They said he'd score or he'd about to score, and he'd just go, bucket. Or one of the guys said he just goes, nope.
Doesn't even seem like it's trash talking as much as it's just stating the obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you said a good point.
But like Kawhi's crazy. We'd go out to restaurants with him, and the waitress would be like, "What do you want?" He'd just be like, "Chicken." What? That just sounds like somebody ordering. Yeah, but he didn't like give it any flair.
You said
He'd
something.
be like, "Side salad." Side salad. Like
you think Kawhi, we were watching his post-game interview. You said you think now Kawhi is playing into.
Well, he had one of these going. He had he didn't want to smile, but he wanted to smile, but he knew he couldn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
Now he's like that guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah. Now he's got to be like, now he's like Mr. Serious, Mr. Quiet, Mr. Whatever. So now he's got to play, like, this is his marketing technique, right?
Yeah.
Now he's like he's like, I don't know, fucking Mr. Quiet. I don't know what to.
Yeah.
Is he in the Watchmen? I don't know.
Well, he went from Nike.
Mr. Quiet.
He went from Nike to, I believe, he's New Balance now.
Yeah, I mean, classic. He's wearing dad shoes in the NBA Finals.
He's suing
He's
Nike.
going to win the NBA Finals MVP in dad shoes. He's going to be like, Air Monarchs in the house.
New Balance is good for running, though.
Yeah. New Balance also really good for mowing your lawn on a riding mower and cargo shorts while drinking a crisp, cool Miller Lite on a hot summer day.
Yeah. Although my dad loves to use that riding mower, as people know from my Instagram stories.
Does your dad wear New Balance?
No.
What's your dad? What's Walt?
Actually, yeah, he might.
Yeah.
He might. I know he owns a
Yeah.
pair. I know he owns a pair. That's for sure. A lot of times it's just the loafers, sockless.
Yeah, sure.
My dad, I've learned, the joke with my brothers now, my dad, when he wakes up now, especially if you catch him breakfast in like his V-neck white shirt and underwear, he's very Bernie Sanders-esque with the hair going all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking Bernie Sanders, my dad is, which would offend him so much because of his political opinion.
Right.
He would be royally offended.
He's like, I just think everybody should have breakfast. Come into the kitchen, you get breakfast. Why wouldn't you have breakfast? I got plenty of sausage. Everybody should have sausage. That's not how it works, Walt. The whole world can't just have sausage. Somebody's got to pay for all the sausage. No, it's fine. I've got the sausage. We have plenty of sausage. Everybody have sausage.
Did I tell you?
I'll mow the neighbor's lawn. Who cares?
Did I tell you?
So you're a lawn socialist, is what you're saying, Walt. He's like, how dare you?
I tell you what my dad said when I was home. My dad told me. Did I say this on an episode? My dad told me to get a job. And he said it in front of my mom. And then when my mom left an hour later, he apologized.
He told you to get a
It was
job?
the weirdest thing ever. He felt guilty. He goes, get a job. But he said it like that, like mean, like you're worthless. And an hour later, he goes, oh, I'm sorry for what I said to you about getting a job. Like, he doesn't understand any of this shit. Like, if I called my dad and said, Dad, how am I paying rent? He would just say, I don't know.
The internet.
Well, Praino, Game 4 will be Friday. And like I said, I am going up to the Bay Area this weekend. And we discussed how much tickets were. You instantly pulled out your SeatGeek app, and you're like, Ruther, let's look at tickets on SeatGeek. You said the cheapest tickets available, Game 4, Warriors, Raptors, NBA Finals, around $700.
$712. But I got news for you, Andy.
What's that?
I have a feeling they'll come down a little bit, $1 or $2. Combine that with the Dirty Sports SeatGeek app promo code, which gets you $10 off, by the way, and suddenly you're looking at under $700, bud.
Amazing.
I know Warriors fans. They're out. They're down 2-1
Already.
They've never known this kind of, their backs are against the wall. They're going to be out for Game 4. You figure you're going to get down to 708, 707 for the worst ticket in the house. Throw on that promo code, take $10 off. You're looking in the 690s. That's something you can afford. Walt's like, how can you afford the $697? And you're like, why are you talking like a Jew from Vermont at this point? He's like, because I'm Midwest Bernie Sanders. How are you paying for these tickets? And you're like, the internet. And he's like, the internet, I don't understand it. Promo code DIRTY, Dad.
That's right, guys. Walt Sanders knows. Best of all, all the listeners of our show get $10 off their first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek supports our show, so we hope you support them as well. Use our promo code DIRTY for $10 off on your first purchase. Again, you can use that for concert tickets, sports, comedy, whatever you want. Remember, that's promo code DIRTY for $10 off your first purchase. And speaking of money, shout out to Von Brewer with another donation.
Hot donation action.
Hot donation action. It's almost like everyone else is in a good mood that the Warriors lost.
I know. I feel like everybody's in a good mood because I'm in a good mood. I feel like my mood is, contagious.
It is.
It's like I'm yawning. The whole world yawns, What do you think about Lionel Hollins' Lakers assistant? Was that on the rundown?
No, but that was
But it's on the bottom of the screen. It's on the ticker. I like it.
So, wait
They're
a second.
stacking their
I was
assistants
just
with
going to
head
say.
coaches.
So the Lakers now have
Jason Kidd.
and
Lionel
Hollins.
Yeah. Get Tyronn Lue in there. Did Tyronn Lue get hired?
No, he's still doing the wide open mouth Tyronn Lue look.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk a little baseball.
Let's go.
We're not going to do dirtball calls this episode. It is not set up.
Fuck them. That's what I've always said. Mitch is here. We'll throw it to Mitch.
I will say, with Mitch coming all the way from Australia to the Smut Studio,
Down under.
he has set the bar high for dirtballs coming to a live Dirty Sports broadcast.
Yeah.
Because can you go geographically? Is there any place farther? Antarctica?
No, that wouldn't be farther, right? Because you'd be coming.
What's the farthest? What would be the farthest for somebody to come into the studio?
I've got to imagine, right? Like, because we're on the West Coast, it would have to be a little bit. Yeah.
China? Russia?
Yeah, with the north. What are you doing over there, intern?
All right, so I had to look it up. Furthest place, technically, from California, this area, is actually in France.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? It's like right in the middle when you think
Is
about
that
it.
what you just were responding to when you
I
put
got
that in?
excited.
You're like,
I didn't think I'd
ooh.
find an answer that fast.
I'm calling bullshit
and it
on
popped
that.
up right away. No, St. Paul, France.
Is the furthest place from California.
what'd you put
Yeah.
in? Furthest location from Los Angeles, California?
I put farthest place in the world from California, and this is the farthest point from Los Angeles, California.
Is this some cheddar dick? Like, where's this information coming from?
Sounds like the internet. Sounds like the same place as your
It's
entire
a
livelihood.
It's a website called furthestcity.com. This whole
Wow.
website is literally dedicated to this kind of information.
Wait until Walt Ruther gets a hold of that city.
Yeah.
He'll be spending weeks seeing what places are far from each other. Okay, so we get a French dirt ball.
He's like, let's say I was in Cleveland. What's furthest from Cleveland?
Okay. Why was
Let's say I go visit your brother at Columbus.
He just moved. I'm the only
You're the only non-Cincinnati Ruther.
non-Cincinnati Ruther at this point.
You're the only non-married Ruther.
Yes.
You're the only kidless Ruther.
Yes.
Basically, get a job. Is what I'm saying. What he's really saying is move back to Cincinnati and have a grandson.
Let's talk a little baseball, Joe.
Let's do it. Did I already say that? That is some deja vu.
The Cubs have signed Kimbrel. He finally got picked up.
It's happened? Did that happen tonight?
I think it was about to happen.
Oh, God.
Did it
damn
officially happen? Let me pull up the old story.
This is the kind of shit I deal with on the Dirty Sports Podcast. It's like, it happened. Did it happen? Well, it might happen. I don't know. Let me
Yeah,
double check.
well, the story's been updated. It was updated 30 minutes ago. I didn't look. Craig Kimbrel has signed with the Cubs for 3 years, $43 million.
Wow.
Getting paid.
Wow, that's ridiculous. 3 years. That's kind of crazy.
Why is he getting so much money as the closer?
Well, because they're now in the mix, and they're the Cubs, and they have Theo Epstein, and they don't give a fuck about spending money. But what's crazy is that he finally signed, and he got 3. Like, I thought for sure he was eventually going to sign for, like, $22 million for the rest of the year, or some, like, dumb, large one-year number. He ends up getting 3 years and not like a little bit of money. That's a good amount of money for a fucking closer.
He's over $14 million a year.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Well, like obviously everybody was calling for my Mets to sign him. And now and I was like, wow, the Mets are fucking assholes for not signing him. And now I kind of get it. Like that's 3 years, $43 million. We're not the first team in New York.
If only there was a way to make the game a little more fair and not just have the Cubs signing everybody left and right. I mean, the fact that they do not have a salary cap still.
Oh, so you're a communist now. You're my only son without a child, and you're socialist. I get it. Everybody should go to college, too. That's the deal. I paid for 5 boys to go to college, and now, but you're just going to give it away for free? Great. Thank God I worked my whole life for that.
This might be one of my new favorite impersonations. Joe Praino as Walt Ruther as Bernie Sanders.
Just riding his riding mower? Great. I have to pay for 5 boys to go to college, and now just closers get to go to college for free? What? You're mixing metaphors. It doesn't matter. You're all socialists. I hope you all die in Chernobyl. Have you started watching Chernobyl, by the way?
How is it?
Mind-blowingly good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it. I will watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
I think I'm done with it.
The only thing that's weird, and I did see somebody tweet about this, and shout out to the person that did, because sometimes when I catch on board of these things late, and then I look up tweets, I'm like, oh, of course somebody had that idea. Everybody on the show is British. Like, it's a fucking fully British cast show. And I'm like, why does everybody have a British accent? And I saw a great tweet. Somebody was like, some dumb Twitter, like, fucking set up, like, nobody. Every character on Chernobyl, like, hello, governor. Let's go down to the radiation tank. It's like, it's totally true. Like, I don't know why they decided to cast the entire show as people with British accents. Like, this happened in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
But who knows? But it's still really good.
Well, look at Game of Thrones is mostly all British people.
Yeah, but at least that happens in, like, some fictional land where everybody's also British.
You know what I mean? You want more Russians.
Or one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or one person who's Russian. Or one person who's not British in a show about Russia.
Well, as long as they're good actors.
Is that what you're saying? The best actors are British people? I feel like what they were doing is they made a show for the United States, right? Like, we are the target demographic for all major entertainment productions, right?
Are we?
I feel like we are.
China's a huge market at this point.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, there's Bollywood and whatever, but, like, the Avengers, like, they know that shit's going to play in China, but it
makes
made
more
for
money
us, but those people appreciate it. Do you know what I'm saying? We're the lead, sadly, we're the lead thing, so everything's about our culture, and then other cultures just, like, accept that.
Yeah.
What's weird is, like, I feel like HBO was like, so we have to make this show in English. We're not going to it's not going to be Roma, right, where we're just, like, making it with Mexican people and just having subtitles. We're not making it with Russians. We're going to make it in English.
Yeah.
But this happens somewhere else, so the people have to have accents. But no one gives a fuck what kind of accents. So they're just going to have British accents. And I was like, I'm sitting there going, like, what? Like, because I know there's people in Ohio who are like, do fucking Russians have British accents? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why does everybody in Russia have a British accent?
I love that.
Are they just giving out British accents like their college educations now?
I love that you think, 1, Walt has HBO.
Yeah.
2, that he would watch that.
I would never.
No.
I would never support liberal Hollywood.
I mean, my dad's so ridiculous. He likes the Smithsonian Channel.
What is that? Is that some guy walking around the museum?
It's a mixture of, like,
a guy with an iPhone. He's like, that's that. Look at there. That's the Declaration of Independence.
It's a mixture of history and
Just a guy on Skype via the museum.
Well, there are a couple shows I like. There's one called Aerial City where they're basically the whole show is they'll fly over a city and show you all the cool
Yeah,
landmarks.
I actually just watched one of those.
Yeah, so it's actually cool, right? That's on the Smithsonian. But this is what's so funny about Walt. He's telling me how he likes the Smithsonian, and he's telling me how much he likes it and all these different adjectives. But then at the end he just goes, "Yeah, but it can be too liberal at times." I'm like, what does that mean? You just told me for the last 10 minutes how much you like the channel. It can be too liberal at times. Anyway.
He's like, sometimes they have artifacts at the museum, straight artifacts and gay artifacts living together in happiness. It's not supposed to be that way. The gay constitution is not supposed to lay with the straight constitution.
That'll get us kicked off YouTube nowadays.
Yeah, oh, damn. Walt as Bernie Sanders riding his lawnmower talking about the Smithsonian Channel. They're like, shut it off. They cannot monetize this.
We're not going to make that whole fucking $22 in donations we had. YouTube's just shutting down.
They said trans riding mowers are not okay. Shut it down. Bresler's like, I told you, they're coming for you. They're pickpocketing you.
Bresler's waiting outside my door. I want to have this baseball discussion real quick.
Okay.
I was taking a shower the other day.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I started thinking about Cal Ripken's. That's a weird thing to think naked in your shower, but I just started thinking about Cal Ripken's streak.
Yep.
Of how amazing it was.
Yep.
The consecutive game streak.
Now, is this did you come up with this list of choices?
This was all me.
Okay.
100% Andy Ruther original.
Because, there's more of these. This is an ongoing question.
Is it?
Like, what will be the hardest
Okay.
to break?
Yeah, I didn't even look anything up as far as, like, other lists. I was thinking about Cal Ripken and how amazing him playing. I don't even know how many games he played. But then I looked up who's been the closest. And the closest to Ripken, which wasn't even close, was Miguel Tejada as far as most recent.
Right.
Consecutive games, which I believe was like 700 something. So then I thought, what's going to be the hardest record in Major League Baseball to break? And there's just 3 that I picked. Random 3.
Yeah.
All-time home runs list.
Yep.
All-time hits list. Or most consecutive games. And I assume we're both going to agree no one is going to touch his most consecutive games.
No one's going to touch it simply because of the, millennial babying and everybody needs a day off. Not only do you get a day off, you get a participation trophy for your day off.
Yeah.
It's just if you're a great player, Cal Ripken was a great player from the beginning.
Sure.
If you're a great player, they're never going to let you do that because they don't think it's in your best interest. If you're not a great player, you're just not going to play long enough. So the only way to do it would be to be some beloved mid-range player that could convince their manager to let them play every day. Let's not forget, I think wasn't Cal Ripken Sr. the manager of the Orioles?
Yeah.
He basically convinced his dad to let him play every day. And then I don't know at what point it became a thing, but obviously at a point it became a thing where
Sure.
he was never going to miss a game. Of those, that's going to be the hardest because it's just going to be completely taken out of that player's hands. I don't think it's actually physically harder to accomplish. But I think that a player won't have the ability, won't be given the opportunity to accomplish it.
I mean, let me put this in perspective. Cal Ripken Jr. played 2,632 straight games for 17 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, from 1982 to 1998. Then there's Lou Gehrig. Then there's Everett. We're going back when it doesn't matter. Steve Garvey was close. And then again, Miguel Tejada is 6th. Miguel Tejada played, I was wrong. I said 700. I was way off. He played 1,152 straight games.
Which is less than half.
Which is less than half
Right.
for 7 straight years.
Right. And then, look, it's going to be hard to break the hits record because that's just so many hits that – but, again, it's all about time we're removed from an era where it's possible. We're not that far removed from an era. Like, Ichiro could have broken that. Like, he could have. He did, essentially, if you consider. I know you're a Cincinnati all-time Hicken guy, but, like, had Ichiro been an American kid, that record's broken.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
No, I agree. He had
right,
he
yeah,
had a
like
good
if
chance.
if he grew up in Indiana and not in Japan and slipped on a fucking, Applebee's, burrito or something and shredded his knee, maybe this never happens. But like,
Wait, they sell burritos at Applebee's?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Game changer.
Who knows? An enchilada, whatever, a 2 for $20. But like, my point is, he slips on an electric lemonade somebody spilled outside an Applebee's. I don't know. I'm just saying, physically.
We should get smart. I mean, how is Applebee's not throwing us some money?
I track it regularly.
But you really don't.
Right. I mean, if we're going to get a sponsor, it should be Miller Lite, the official beer sponsor of the Dirty Sports Podcast.
What are you looking? Oh, you're looking at Insta stories.
Yeah,
You're not even looking at the
Insta
camera.
stories.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is the actual show. That's like, it's all through social media.
That's the show within
anyway,
the show.
my point is, Ichiro could have done it.
Okay.
Theoretically, Ichiro could be breaking the all-time hits record, like, tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the timing of it is like, I don't know if anybody will be allowed to play long enough to break any of these records. But I will just say, the most wins for a pitcher in Major League history is 511. That is never getting broken. Greg Maddux had 355. That dude's 156 short.
This brings up a bigger
Like,
question.
no one's ever doing that.
This brings up a bigger question with all these baseball records. Then
Why have them? Like, why can
exactly
Sure. That's why when the
They
question becomes
to shorten the season.
But the reason is because these are all career records, whereas shortened season affects your seasonal record, and that's like how people judge players, like, in the moment, as opposed to, like, no one's breaking these career records, so just get rid of that in general.
I mean, even the home run. I pulled it up. The home run record.
Theoretically, somebody could break the home run record.
Albert Pujols is at 644.
Right.
He's sixth all time.
Right.
He's still
100 and
he's 118 short of tying Barry Bonds.
like, he's not gonna do it, but he could do it.
He could get to 700.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about Pujols. A-Rod, his career just ended. Like,
Right, because that was one of the most scumbag things. By the way, can we talk about this A-Rod? Have you seen this Throwback Thursday that's going around?
Yeah, fill me in on this.
A-Rod on draft day.
Said he wanted to date J-Lo.
Somebody asked him what, like, a perfect date is, and he's like, get me a date with J-Lo. The dude is marrying J-Lo.
See, that's creepy.
Yo, that is the ultimate mic drop.
Really? It was the same thing. Do you remember the whole Katie Holmes, Tom Cruise? Did you know about that?
No, but that's
was the same
totally different.
Well, yeah, because hers was all set up by the
Yeah,
Church of
because
Scientology.
Tom Cruise fucking some 11 dudes with, like, tinfoil on their heads were like, did you know that she wants to date you? The Grand Leader would be okay with that. Date her immediately. Jump on Oprah's couch. Say how excited you are about it. And by the way, I love Tom Cruise. Do not take this in any way as any sort of Tom Cruise diss.
I don't know about that. YouTube will take
Tom,
YouTube will demonetize us for Tom Cruise blasphemy.
Tom Cruise is the Cal Ripken of fucking actors. That dude's done 2,161 straight roles without fucking missing one.
Well, this actually brings up an interesting question. So you don't find it weird at all that A-Rod is now married to the woman who he wanted to go on a...
Anything is possible.
No, I know that, but there's something to it. Like okay,
Dream big, bro.
go back to when you were that age.
I remember when you were like, all I want is to sit shoeless on my couch and get paid from the internet, and now you're doing it. And much to Walt's chagrin, But, like, dream bigger. This guy wanted to fucking marry J-Lo.
But
He did it.
I'm trying to put myself. How old was A-Rod then?
18.
So when I'm around that age,
Yeah.
maybe not 18, probably more like 14, 15, 16, I was obsessed with Jenny McCarthy on Singled Out.
Well, You can you can also achieve those dreams. Just stop vaccinating yourself. Be like, I've got measles.
So my point is, like, I was obsessed with Jenny McCarthy. If
She's like, I'll date you. You have measles? I'm like, I came to your place, and there was an Australian guy, and a Native American, and a guy with a mustache, and you were singled out, and now we're getting married.
That's pretty good, Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, wacky face. Did you fucking? She had some wild. She dated Jim Carrey
For a long time.
right?
She's married to the Wahlberg guy, right?
Is she?
Yeah. From
Who's
New
she married
Kids.
to?
Mark Wahlberg. No, not Mark. Sorry, Donnie.
Yeah. Say hello to your mother for me. Say hello to your measles for me.
She's married to Donnie Wahlberg now.
Okay, so she's heir to the Wahlburgers fortune.
Yeah.
So maybe not Jenny McCarthy, but I mean, let's be honest. If Donnie Wahlberg died, you can't be that far down Jenny McCarthy's list. Just like random whack ass white dude, brother of 5 white dudes, like least talented of 5 white brothers. Like
You're saying there's a chance.
saying there's a good chance. Saying there's a good chance if you stop vaccinating yourself right now and Donnie Wahlberg dies of measles that you're up.
She's 46. But
Anything is possible.
but it would also be a little weird, is what I'm saying. Like the girl
Why?
that
How old is J-Lo? Jay's like 50.
no, not that like her age. I'm saying it'd be weird. Like the girl I had the biggest crush on when I was in high school.
Yeah, it'd be weird because you'd totally be like, I jacked off to you like 1,000,000 times.
Oh yeah, I would totally tell her that for sure. You would tell a girl that?
Anyway, you want to lay on my floor and you want to floor lay and chill? This is where 2 Trays spilled a milkshake.
The milkshake stain isn't even there anymore.
I know. I mean, talk about anything is possible. The mayor came in. It's like you could murder somebody in this place. The mayor's coming in like fucking Mary Poppins, whistling away bloodstains.
I do need to dig up photos of how this place looked 4 years ago.
I mean, you remember it was like a. You remember when we were on the couch facing that way?
Oh yeah.
It was like a scene at a Fight Club where
Yeah.
it was like meant to look like gritty and grimy, like you had like a professional lighting expert. It's like everything should be orange, like you're in a dungeon. You're like, why shouldn't we go live? I'm like, what's happening? Why would you want people to see this?
No, but you give me credit, man. When I made the decision, we're gonna start recording the podcast in the apartment on video. Please close the door.
Jeez.
I'm just saying there's a reflection. Thank you, Aaron. I'm on top of it. I am a little. I have to apologize to Maniacal Mitch. I did not properly clean my bathroom, and there was a skid mark on the toilet when you came tonight.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know. You know, Praino at this point, for people who don't know this, Joe probably shits in my apartment just as much as his own apartment. You shit here every time you come here.
Yeah.
Why do you like shitting here so much?
Well, first of all, I absolutely don't shit here as much as I shit in my apartment. I might shit here as much as you shit here, but like I've said this forever. I take 4 proper shits a day.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
4 bowel movements.
At least
4.
on a regular day.
Okay, which record is going to be broken?
Yeah.
Cal
I
Ripken
know.
Jr.'s consecutive game list or Praino shitting 4 times a day?
Yeah.
Consecutive
Get up,
days.
coffee, like while it's on, while the coffee's brewing. Like if I get up in the morning and you go like coffee, I have to go to the bathroom immediately. Then I have a mug I have a giant brown mug that says coffee makes me poop. While coffee's brewing, poop. Post coffee and breakfast for sure. Then I get 1 midday and 1 before I go to bed.
Do you ever have
And that's why when like sometimes when I'm out and about, by the way, I can like not like these aren't like must goes, but like regular day, 4 times, gotta go, let's go. But if I skip one, then it becomes like whatever. So like when I come here, I've skipped one. Now it's like I'm taking a double at Ruther's place.
do you, let's say you're newly dating somebody,
Yeah.
or you know, it's, I don't know, a one-night stand or whatever it is. You meet a girl at the bar. Do you have problems?
100%.
You have problems.
I don't have
No.
problems. I just decide
No, do you have any, like, is there timidness in you to shit in her bathroom?
for sure
Okay.
because I go 4 times a day.
Yeah. So what's that conversation like?
So there is no conversation.
You don't, because
Instead, I wait a whole day and I give you 5 of them, and then I'll go like, I should take a picture of this, but I just did a Ruther's toilet because it's 4 full shits at once. I just George Brett. You know what I mean? I'm having George Brett
water.
MVP seasons. No, 4 double taper MVPs back to back to back to back. I'm Cal Ripkening your toilet.
So, which brings up another question as I kind of peruse the YouTube comment section. You know, how much of my toilet paper are you using? Like, I don't use that much.
I'm not one of these guys who like goes with the full hand wrap. You know what I mean?
Who does that?
I'm not going like the mummy. I'm also
Who does that?
I'm also not going like the shit in your hand. Did you see that video of the guy who was shitting on himself?
No.
What? How did you miss this one? Aaron, do you know what I'm talking about? Mitch? Are we hooked up for sound on this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You have to pull this up.
Oh, no, we're not hooked up for sound.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
There's a guy who my brother sent me this. He was on one of these fucking podcasts or shows. This black guy, he thought you were supposed to shit in your own hand every time you go to the bathroom. Like, I know you're shaking your head at me like, what is happening?
What?
Like, I don't even know. I think he's like a UFC fighter or whatever. How did you guys not see this? Get on the internet. What's happening? Dude shitting in his own hand. I'm not one of those guys either. But I'm like when I go, it's like perfect double taper, you know. So I got one wipe, and then you always are stocked up on baby wipes.
Oh, yeah. Got to have the wet wipes.
It's one baby wipe, you know. I use my baby wipe as a Lee Smith, as a John Franco, as a Billy Wagner. Just one, shut the door, closer, and then I'm out. Oh, but I'm going through rolls of toilet paper every probably 4 days.
Oh, 4 days? You know how often I go through a roll of toilet paper? Like one every 15 days.
How many times a day are you shitting?
Twice max.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. By the way, we got another donation from Vaughn. Joe Chuckabeer, Andy Fraud didn't take a vape pen hit. I did. I've taken 2 vape pen hits. So all this talk of shitting is going to
Running out of
really...
beer, so I'll slam this.
Yeah, slam that, and we're good. I'm curious. You don't openly just tell the girl, because I'm very upfront.
Where do you start?
I
It's like,
tell them. So I'm gonna drop a load. I'll say you might want to leave.
But then we're already having this conversation, right? Like we're having this conversation. I've known you. How long have I known you? 8 years?
8 years.
She's gonna go. So now, wait, you just went to the bathroom, and I'm like, yeah, I know you started brewing coffee, and I had to go. And she's like, but now you have to go again. I'm like, now I drank coffee. And then she's like, when do you think you'll have to go again? I'm like, probably 4 to 6 hours. I don't know. And then when after that, probably once this evening, unless I have, you know, any sort of chili or pork-based product, and then probably once more in between. And then it's like, wait, you go to the bathroom 4 to 5 times a day? I'm like, it's weird. I know, it's crazy. I was also 6'2", 145 pounds in high school. I might have a tapeworm. I don't know. Like,
hold on. Forget the tiger tracker. Forget the tug tracker. Can we get a Praino shit tracker?
I thought about that for a while. I was like, I'm just going to put a poop emoji on Twitter every time I poop just so everybody knows where I'm going. I'd be 150 pounds heavier if I didn't poop 4 times a day. Like, I'm not skinny anymore, but.
What's worse, pooping in your hand or pooping in a sock?
I no longer answer questions about
socks
or poops
okay.
and socks.
Just wanted to put it out there. I think I've said this on the show before. My brother said Iraqi men. Remember, I used to have a joke about it. He said because one of his jobs was to train the Iraqi new army. He said Iraqi men would poop in the shower and push down the shit in the drain with their feet. Do you remember my joke?
No, I don't think so.
Dude, it was just the PC culture would lose it. This was my joke on stage, and I'd be like, yeah, man, the news they don't tell you what's really going on the front. Like CNN doesn't. My brother was at war. He would tell me wild things. He told me Iraqi men.
That sounds like a real fucking Brad situation, though. He's like, yeah, while they're in their fucking goats, they're shitting down their
True.
legs and pushing them down the drain. It's like, this is really happening.
True. But so my joke, I was like, yeah, you never turn on the news.
They only eat 7-Eleven hot dogs, too. It's exclusive. It's their full diet. What? Do they even have 7-Eleven over there? Yeah, and they listen to MC Hammer all day. Fucking Haji's. YouTube is just
YouTube just
we're
demonetized us.
We've just got African American. I'd say that we just went black on
Oh,
YouTube,
my
but
God.
they would absolutely.
YouTube is out of control. They've already boarded up my door. Sorry, Mitch, you're stuck here.
Bresler's like, delink your bank accounts before they start taking money from you.
Can I tell my awful joke that I used to tell? So this is it. I said, they don't tell you about what's really going on in the news. I was like, CNN, they miss all this. They don't tell you the real story. Like my brother told me, Iraqi men poop in the shower. And I'd always the legs, the crowd would be like, oh, they're all grown. And I look at the crowd all serious, and I go, I know. I'm just as surprised as you. I can't believe Iraqi men actually shower.
Oh, boo. Boo. Shame on you. Shame on you. By the way, you know who's third all-time on the Major League Baseball wins list, career wins list?
Who?
Grover Cleveland, which is, by the way, what I call a bowel movement. Well, Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland.
I've got Grover Cleveland pitching his 373rd win, if you know what I mean.
But you know what I've always said about baseball records and all the stats and all that bullshit? Until integration, those rules are bullshit.
Right.
Those numbers are bullshit. Until you just had white guys playing. You had nobody of color. Can I say that, YouTube? Can I say of color?
I mean, to be fair, back in the day, there's no such thing as sunscreen. Have you ever seen pictures of, like, Grover Cleveland? He looks like rusty. Like, he's playing 162 games in the sun every year. No SPF anything.
he looks
like
rusty.
he looks like the bottom of a shoe.
I do love looking at, like, Praino, I love this. When you pull
You're like, was he a minor? No, he was a baseball player, but baseball's played in the summer.
Don't you love this when you pull up pictures of guys, like with the old, I love this when you go to, like, the baseball reference page. Like, you just see their photos of how they
Looks
look.
like Tan Mom from New Jersey. Why is he so dark? Well, he was playing 144 games a year in the summer. They wore polyester and cotton blend, fire retardant clothing. And also, there was no sunscreen.
Yeah, it's not a
He's
thing.
blacker than pool holes. Babe Ruth named after the color of the candy bar. Fun fact.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love these shows when they just fucking are off the rails.
Yeah. There was no rails. No one even laid down rails.
Yeah.
There was no Chinaman to put the rails down for us to ride on.
Ah,
YouTube just demonetizing us.
YouTube. They just took another $100.
Bresler's like, the Chinese warlords actually like that reference.
How many dirtballs don't even know what we're talking about?
Go to my mentions. Alex Bresler is worried that China is coming for us.
But he wants to send me to China
Yeah.
because of the Ruther curse to end the communist regime.
Yeah.
Like, he seriously wants to do this. Bresler, if you pay for it, I'll go to China, bro. I don't have the money to just hop on a flight to Shanghai, but if you want to front the money, man, I'll end communist China. I'll fucking the Ruther curse.
Don't make me end communist
By the way,
China.
the Ruther curse is already the Ruther curse.
The Ruther curse is already undoing the Warriors dynasty.
And not to mention, what did I say? I said Bruins in 6. The next day, the Blues win a playoff game.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup final game.
It's 2-2.
2-2.
Have we talked hockey? Did you watch that game?
I did. They had a nice little interview and one intermission with John Hamm.
Yeah. Good for John Hamm.
He's actually he's been always supportive for years of the Blues and the
he's
Cardinals.
He's Mr. St. Louis.
Yeah.
He could be the mayor of St. Louis.
Yeah.
I don't think, let's be honest, pretty much a downgrade for his career, aspirations these days. I can't imagine that a full term as mayor of St. Louis pays more than one session in a booth for him to do like one Mercedes commercial. Voiceover, by the way.
Yeah.
He's like, the new S40. I'm John Hamm.
You know what I love about John Hamm?
Great.
Everything about John Hamm is dude.
Is dude?
He's 100% dude.
He's a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
for
he's
sure.
100% that's a dude.
Yeah. He's great. Good for John Hamm. But he's Mr. St. Louis. He
Yeah.
loves it. He loves the Cardinals.
He knows
loves,
his shit too.
Yeah, he loves the Blues. I think he may be a Rams fan because he was a St. Louis Rams fan, and then obviously he was out here, and they've since moved out here.
Yeah,
He's Mr. St. Louis. St. Louis.
that's right.
It was like Nelly for years. Now it's for sure John Hamm.
It's definitely not.
Is John Hamm the biggest celebrity in the history of St. Louis? Gotta be, right? Where's fucking
Twerks is on his phone.
Works with the Wolves is over here?
Did you hear what we said? So that'd be your cue to Google St. Louis celebrities.
St. Louis celebrities.
Je-
Unless like
Jenna Fisher, but she's not on his level, of course.
No.
I'm just saying.
But just like in terms of like also like
He loves doing the ooze
He's
thing.
got
know.
some tough competition.
Who are St. Louis celebrities?
First one that popped up was Nelly.
yeah, but like he's bigger than Nelly.
You
At
think
this
so?
point.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's
Yeah.
bigger than Nally. Dude, Mad Men was so huge.
Andy Cohen.
Big, but like not.
Okay.
Who did you ooh about? Nelly? Did you not know Nelly
Nelly,
was from
yeah.
St. Louis?
I think Nelly's bigger than John Hamm. I mean, think about how many people you could ask about if they know a Nelly or heard a Nelly song. You know what I mean? Like those are huge songs that he put out.
Bro,
And then
what
John
age?
Hamm,
What age demographic?
Ozzie Smith.
Now you're just going people who played in St. Louis.
But I'm saying, what age demographic? If you ask, okay, take my parents. My dad would know none of them because he's fucking Bernie Sanders. But if you ask my mom, she's gonna know John Hamm. She's probably not gonna know Nelly.
Really? You think so?
My mom, although my mom would know Andy Cohen.
Yeah, I think Nelly has a much
Who's the
larger
John
target
Hamm's
audience.
bigger than Nelly.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who else is on there?
You got Christine Brewer, who I'm not familiar with.
Who?
Christine Brewer?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Corey Brewer's wife.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck
Big.
Berry's huge. I will say, Blueberry Hill. I grew up, or I didn't grow. My last year, I lived right by there, which is right by the Loop. There's a little area called Blueberry Hill. They got this great music venue. Where he used to play. Is he alive still?
It doesn't say
Okay.
dates here.
Anyway.
Tina Turner. That's a big one. Right? Tina Turner?
Yeah, big.
Big back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that,
I'm going
People-
John Hamm.
yeah,
I,
not
fe-
that
I feel
big.
good about that call.
No love for the St. Lunatics.
We
Just
got-
Nelly. No love for the St. Lunatics.
yeah, you got Jenna Fisher, like you mentioned. Carly Kloss, Victoria's Secret model. Yeah. And
I mean,
then, yeah.
It's got to be
But-
John Hamm.
Yeah, I'm going John Hamm. I was gonna say if you pulled out of nowhere, you're like, oh, you didn't know like Dean Martin's from St. Louis. I'd have been like, wow, okay, you know, but I think it's John Hamm.
Aaron, we're just not trusting your opinion at this point. Aaron, the more I get to know Aaron, it's opinion. Okay, I'm going to choose my words carefully here for you, Aaron. But is there any mini Shabelli in him, Praino?
A little bit. For sure.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got some of these takes that you're like, what? Have you met Shabelli before?
No, I've never met him. I just seen him on the show, and I'm curious to see how I would do in a Does Shabelli Knows competition, though.
Okay.
I will say that.
You gotta speak up, man. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
okay, sorry. Yeah, no.
I got you on 6, bro.
Yeah, no,
We
I
s- we
never met him,
stole- we
but
stole
I really
this
think
entire country from his people. He's a little
Right.
bit bashful.
I don't know what I can and can't say.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'll bring in Shabelli, and we'll do an intern off.
Yeah.
Aaron.
That's where the interns jack each other off.
Yeah.
And YouTube has demonetized us once again.
No, they're cool with that.
Yeah.
YouTube is totally cool with
As
male-
long as it's like one Native American and one white guy, there's
Yeah.
diversity, it's fine.
it's diversity and it's the LGBTQ community. This is totally cool.
Yeah.
I saw a random thing the other day because you know me, I check all the news sources. I was on Outsports, a hot topic site for me. I don't know how I was on there today.
Okay. Our intern just raised his hand again. He's
Okay.
going full Joe Namath over there. He's got the one finger up as he runs off the field.
Twerks with Wolves. What you got for
yeah,
us?
can I just say one thing about my argument for Nelly? So I looked up net worth, which I know you guys say it carries some weight, but still, John Hamm net worth $30 million. Nelly's net worth $60 million. That's got to say something.
Well, he used to have that energy drink, Pimp Juice.
That's not a thing.
He really did. He really did.
Well,
Is
no,
that
hold
booty
on.
sweat
To be
from freaking
fair,
Tropic Thunder, that's not a thing.
guys got famous in two totally different times. Nelly, famous in the age where like musicians were just like blowing it up.
And
Like,
also, he had the clothing line.
yeah,
He had Pimp Juice. Guys, they were really selling Pimp Juice in St.
Right.
Louis.
like John Hamm now, yeah, but like, look, it's a strong argument. I appreciate it, but in terms of like most famous person, like if you walked around the whole world with Nelly and John Hamm, you, Twerks with Wolves, John Hamm, Nelly, 80 days around the world, who do you think gets recognized more?
I think it has to be Nelly. There's
You
no
think
way.
more people are going to recognize Nelly?
Yes, if you play Hot in Here anywhere.
We're not talking about, first of all, we're not going
But that's
around and
Nelly.
playing their art for people. We're
I
not
would-
like,
I might.
hey, it's me and Twerks with Wolves
Yeah,
and
and
John
if you
Hamm.
played a scene of Mad Men, they'd
Yeah.
instantly go, "That's John Hamm."
No, there's no way.
There
has to be Nelly.
Mitch, who's your vote here? He's Mitch.
And I love this because we have somebody from the UK who lives in Australia. He travels the world. He's got some perspective. He's saying John Hamm. By the way, let me give a quick update. I just got an instant text from Shaboring.
Shaboring.
He says, "I beat Aaron.
I don't even know what that means.
I'd beat Aaron."
Like with a stick or a shoe? A blanket covered in
I think
smallpox?
he left the word off. I'd beat him off. Did we get to platform? No, wait, once again.
We've been demonetized. We're basically now just going to like only Walt is watching at this point. He's like, good luck making money. Just airing to me. I've been saying China's taking this thing over for years.
You have to tell about what I said.
That's why we need a businessman in the White House, not one of these politicians.
I sent my dad an email like 6 months ago. My mom and I do a trip every year. I said, "Dad, you and I should do a trip every year." He doesn't respond to it for 2 months. And then he goes,
No, thank you. What
And-
was that response to, Dad? He's like, the thing about a trip.
and then when I was home,
I got the lawn to cut.
he brings it up out of nowhere. We're like eating lunch or some shit, and he just goes, no, actually, he never responded. I've mixed it up. When I was home recently, he says to me, "I got your email about the trip." I go, "Dad, that was like 4 months ago." He goes, "Yeah, it could be fun, right?" I go, "Where do you want to go?" And he just goes, "I don't know." That was
Well.
it.
Well, good talk, Dad.
Back to cutting the lawn. You know,
He goes, how you taking vacations? You don't even have a job. What are you vacationing from?
guys,
How does one who's not working take a vacation exactly?
can we get a Walt mixed with Bernie Sanders' face?
Can we get like the bird landing on Walt's riding mower?
The burn. I got videos. I kept them of my dad.
Feel the bird because you're riding your lawnmower without SPF because it wasn't invented when you were born.
It's been a fun show. YouTube, you guys have been absolutely amazing.
I've been better, but you've been amazing.
One last donation from Tyler W. Give us a story about Theo Vaughn.
I love Theo. I'm trying to think of a good Theo Vaughn story. Are you following Theo Gate? Do you know about this?
What's happening with Theo?
I don't know. I looked it up yesterday because somehow it came across my Twitter feed. I looked up Theo Gate. Apparently, there's a Theo, Tom Segura, Your Mom's House podcast beef situation.
It's got to be fake.
It's got to be, right?
It's got to be fake.
Yeah. But I didn't know this. I didn't know Christina was like a road ruler, too.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. So that might be there's some sort of
I-
road rule.
I think
he probably Pazitsky'd her in the back of a fucking Winnebago, if you know what I mean. Maybe that's the beef.
Well, I think I've told this one way back in the day. Theo came on Sports Zoo,
Amazing.
and he had a beef with Guy on Couch.
Makes sense.
And I've never really known Theo that well, but I knew him more back then. This is like 8 years ago. But he came on Sports Zoo, and he came literally like dressed like I am, whatever, sweatpants, t-shirt, and I don't know what those two started getting into it over. And that was an old podcast format where it was just a live video stream. This is pre-YouTube Live. We weren't even on iTunes. And I'll never forget, at one point, guy on couch goes, "Nice sweatpants." He goes, "You come on a podcast dressed like that?" And I was like, "Bro, you live on my couch." Like,
He said it to you.
no, he said it to Theo.
Right.
Guy on couch was judging Theo's outfit on our podcast. And I was like, dude, you live on a couch and, like, fall asleep to Jack Daniels every night. Like,
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here? Fucking guy on couch.
I love Theo. Theo's never been anything but nice to me. I think he's hilarious. I'm so stoked that he is crushing it now.
Oh, he's so funny. So funny.
I have numerous Theo Von stories that I'm not going to tell on this podcast because fuck, Theo's crushing it, and I don't need to share his dirty laundry.
I did enjoy when you and Theo had a field day. R.I.P. Rabble.
Oh, yeah, there's one we can tell. Me and Theo. So it was.
It was New Year's. It was January 1st, 2016.
Right.
Notre
And
Dame, Ohio State,
Was
Fiesta
it Notre
Bowl.
Dame, Ohio State?
Fiesta Bowl.
Right. And kind of a college football guy because he's an LSU fan, and he's a Saints guy. And Rabble was like, let's get some fucking crazy people together. And I was like, Theo, we got to do Theo Von. He's blowing up. He's hilarious. He's gonna blow up. Not saying I called it, but
You called it.
Yeah. I was like, he's so funny.
Yes, it was like 3 years ago,
He's
3.5
talking
years
about
ago.
fucking bags of hamster bones and shit like that. Let's get him in here. So I bring him in, and then we got Jen Sturger because she had a big fucking social media thing, and she's like Miss Favre's dick or what? I don't know what her.
Miss Favre's dick. Yeah, that's her
I mean,
official title.
I mean, Twerks with Wolves might say somebody's more famous for Favre's dick than her, but I'm gonna say she's the most famous Favre's dick person. And we brought them in there together, and it just kind of went up. So the idea was we were going to do like a New Year's Day, like hungover brunch. So it was going to be like mimosas and Bloody Marys, and they were going to be the like panelists, and I was going to host the whole thing. So I hit them both up, and I was like, anybody want like Bloody Marys, like blah, blah, blah. And I forget what Theo I think maybe Theo was just like whatever.
Well, he's sober now.
He's sober now. He wasn't then. I think
Okay.
he was just like casual drinking. And she was like, I don't really drink, but like maybe get me a bottle of whiskey.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, what? Like, you don't want just like mimosas? And she's like, no, but like I'll take. Like, I think the thing was like, I don't know if it was like a Twerks with Wolves thing where she was like, has it dietary restrictions or whatever. Like, instead of like drinking full glasses of alcohol, she was like just trying to like, I'll just take like a shot of whiskey every like 2.5 hours or whatever. Anyway, we got her a bottle of whiskey, and she went bonkers. Like, she just started fucking crushing whiskey, and then they started getting into it, and then it was like, you're a road rulers, and it's like, you saw Favre's dick, and it was like, blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing I know, like, the second half was just us, like, drunk.
Roasting her.
Dude. I wasn't even trying to. But like, he was so aggressively drunk roasting her, and then she was just like walking into punches. She was just like, I was like, I don't need to be on the right side of history here. Like, the right side of history is just roasting you.
I was back home in Cincinnati. I was watching the game. We had to force the game on mute. I was in my brother Greg's basement. We could not stop laughing.
I remember Cutter like texting me at one point. He was like, stop the fight. Like, he's like, he like sent me like a fucking throw the damn towel gif.
Throw the damn towel.
And I was like, what? I was like, Cutter time. He's like, this isn't good. Throw the damn towel. Yeah. And then she
married a baseball player.
Yeah. She at one point like left.
Yeah.
And then like called him. No. This is what happened. He was listening, and he was just like, fuck it. I'm like going to get her. And like he came in like a Navy SEAL. He just like came in fucking SEAL Team 6, like coming down hallways, and just was like, I have to take her out of here. And we were like, So he but like we were like, she has to do. Like I was like,
her husband.
Yeah, her now husband. I was like, she has to finish. because like I was like, I just want to make sure she gets paid and like
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah. You know, I don't want anybody to like. I don't want it to be a situation where I was like, she's already embarrassed herself. I was like,
Yeah.
let's not have you pull her out of here 5 minutes early and then she doesn't get paid and then the whole thing's been useless. So then he drags her out like the second it's over. And then like, by the way, this was like the game started at, what do you think, 11 a.m.
It was early.
Pacific? So by 5 p.m., she has slept, been hungover, woken up and was like, what happened? And I'm like, oh, God. And then there was a whole thing of like getting it taken down and make sure no one heard it and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, now I know. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I learned my lesson on that one. YouTube demonetized.
Demonetized.
I saw the YouTube list of things that you could get like shut down for. One of them is shaming people over veteran status, which is really just going to kill my social media game. Because I love the fucking shit on the poop socks of the world. Or basically illiterate Welches that get handed 3 square a day to fucking be human fucking bulletproof vests.
The only way to end the show. It's been a pleasure, Praino.
Yeah, it has been.
I said let's make it short. We definitely we can't. It's so tough for us. You guys, this is what you get. Be happy. Be welcome.
Be happy, be welcome. I don't know. Yeah. Is that? Did you read that on a millennial girl's Instagram page?
Confucius says, be happy, be welcome. Denthead says,
Is that written on the wall of your yoga studio? What the fuck are you saying?
are you still making a hard push for me in yoga?
No, Pilates, bro. The reformer machine, ass bonanza. I don't even know what a reformer machine is, but
Ass Bonanza.
ass bonanza.
Well, guys, that's the
That's
show.
our show.
Ass Bonanza. We've been demonetized, deplatformed. If you want to help out the show, leave an iTunes review, like I said. Leave your Twitter, Instagram handle, and I'll send you some koozies. And you have some specials you're still selling?
Yeah, I guess so. Everybody loved them. Everybody, like, I've never seen a push like that. So I guess slide into my Venmo at Joe Praino. Venmo me $3 or more because I don't have damaged ones anymore. I usually sell them for $10. Just saying. $3 to $10 for some combination of a card which has a digital download on it, which I mailed 45 of yesterday, by the way.
Dustin.
Yeah. I'll mail you the card, which has a promo code for a owning of the special, not a rental. Not a rental. Oh, and I want to say this about the digital download card. You can share the promo code you get with your friends. The promo code that is on each card, it's shareable. So
Nice.
you can share with your friends. So if you buy it, I'm not saying give me more than $3, but if you buy it, you could give that promo code just alone. You could keep the card with the signature on it. Share it with your friends. I definitely want that to happen. Share it with everybody. Buy the card, get the signature, but share it with everybody. The more people that see the special, the better. I just rewatched it the other day for the first time because I had to do some time coding for putting it out there as just audio files, and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like stabbed with a shame about how it went. There's some good jokes on there still. I enjoy the comedy. So Venmo me. I'll send you a digital download card with a signature. Like Aaron did, you can put in the notes, obviously, your address where you want me to send it and whatever you want me to put on the card. Aaron, what did you ask for me to put on the card?
I asked for you to write, Russell Wilson is the greatest quarterback of our time. Love, Joe Praino.
Right. One kid had me write, kill yourself. One kid had me write, if you think LeBron is better than Kobe, kill yourself. One person had me write, Melo is a cancer. Some fun things. So I assign the card to you, and I sign my name, and you get a card for a free digital download that you can share with people. So at Joe Praino on Venmo, do it. I got thousands of these cards. I was doing like a budget price for damaged ones, but now at this point, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go. Also at Joe Praino on Instagram, at Fix Your Life on Twitter. Go to joepraino.com. I'll be in Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut, on June 27th, headlining. That's a big one. If you're anywhere in the New England area, come see me headline. Also, New York, the Bay Area. Where else? Tahoe.
Go to his website, guys.
Go to my website is what I'm saying. Thank you, Andy. That's it, I guess, for me.
At the Dirty Sports, at Andy Ruther, and at Walt Ruther as Bernie Sanders on his new Instagram and Twitter feed. That's the show. Oh, actually, Aaron, do your plugs. Do your plugs.
Thank you. Follow me on Twitter at DS Interns. Name there is Twerks the Wolves. Instagram, Aaron Maharis. If you want to follow my personal Twitter, it's also Aaron Maharis. But yeah, thank you guys for the follows on the DS Interns account, and I'm always looking for content to post. So, thank you.
He just won. He's thinking. He just want to.
And give your mic to Paul Mitchell. Paul, come sit over right here on the couch. Let's get a little shout out goodbye for our Aussie Dirtball. Great having you here, sir.
Thank you so much. Been a pleasure.
And where can everybody find you? You're one of the real fishermen.
I am one of the real fishermen. I am at _Maniacal Mitch on Twitter. Maniacal Mitch on Insta. Find me there. Nothing interesting happening, but
what was it like to come to see a show live? Describe the experience.
Well, I'm going to say it's life-changing. Definitely, if you're going to come to LA, hit up Andy. He's been nothing more than
Thank you.
Than hospitality personified job. We went for drinks beforehand.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
If you want to get like these special episodes, come and let's have margaritas together before the show. It gets me in a good.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Nice and
lubed up.
loose.
Yeah.
Happy hours of the future.
Love it.
Absolutely.
I know. I wish we would hang more. I wish I was sticking around.
Now, before we go, I want to talk to Mitch because Mitch has an interesting. We make fun of Tug so much about his sports, but your sports allegiances, your American sports allegiances, you're a sort of a New York guy, right? You root for my Mets, sadly. I wish I could have talked you out of this before you made that decision.
Yeah, so I'm a Giants first and foremost. I was given a Giants T-shirt when I was like 4 or 5. My parents used to have Super Bowl parties. So I was given this T-shirt, and I'm like, well, that's the team I support now. And
how long do you want Eli Manning to be the quarterback of the New York Giants?
Long enough that he is effective and trains someone else to do the job well.
I like a very political answer from our Aussie dirtballs.
Yeah, and then, I got into baseball probably, 2009. I think it was when the Phillies won, which was disgusting. And I just basically went, well, I'm a New York fan. Yankees suck, so Mets.
Love it.
Not really into the baseball.
I love that
basketball.
When I eventually moved to Australia, I have a man to take me to sports bars to watch my New York teams.
Now there's rumors. I mean, it's late. There's rumors you might hop on a back-to-back, a little Dent report.
I can be persuaded.
Well, we should wrap this up then. Say goodbye, and so this guy can get home at some reasonable hour.
Yeah.
With his wife.
He's never leaving here. All right, guys, that's the episode. Thanks everybody for the support. Mitch, thank you for stopping by. More Dirtballs. We'd love to have you guys here live in the Smut Studio. Have a good weekend, safe weekend, Dirtballs, and most importantly, stay dirty.